good morning. Today is the third Sunday of Easter, and today we're going to look at a rather exciting account of one of the appearances that Jesus made after his resurrection, and it's found in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24. And it's about two men who have fled Jerusalem in fear of their lives as the Roman soldiers are trying to gather up the disciples of Jesus. This is my reflection of how I feel they would have been speaking. I have just been through the worst days of my life. I have just seen Jesus of Nazareth taken prisoner by the Roman soldiers, accused of blasphemy. You know, we Jews, we've been waiting for God's Messiah to bring about the restoration of the kingdom. Jesus, we were so positive, was our Saviour. I feel totally numb and my heart is aching because Jesus was crucified like a common criminal. I decided to go back home. No point in remaining in Jerusalem now. No hope for restitution or freedom from these tyrants. And it's a long, long walk back to Emmaus. So I was very pleased when my friend came with me. Now we both walked quietly, not speaking, in complete disbelief and in great sorrow. Had our King and promised Messiah truly been killed? I broke the silence. You know, I really thought Jesus was going to bring in the kingdom of David back into force, you know, just like the prophet Zechariah had said. You know, all those people cheering, praising God like that. That's what I thought too, my friend said. Especially, you know, when we went up and collected that donkey. Imagine just going up and saying, the master has need of him. And they just let us walk off with him. Nobody's tried to stop us. And then, overnight, everything changed. Did you suspect Judas? I didn't. I was so scared. Me too. We didn't really do Jesus justice, did we? The women, they were brave though, weren't they, I added. You know, staying there and watching the crucifixion. In fact, they've been amazing all the time, haven't they? Did they ever question Jesus? I don't think so. Do you believe Mary? My friend asked. You know, when she went on about Jesus not being in the tomb. Oh, I don't know what to believe anymore, I said. But it's not just Mary though, is it? It's all of them. They all said his body had gone, even Peter. I know. But I just felt I had to ask. The guards though, they did seal the tomb, didn't they? Yes, I said. I was stunned. Mary, she was so excited and so sure he'd been resurrected from the dead. Well, we fell silent again for a while. And this time, my companion, he broke the silence. Do you remember when Mary went into Simon the leper's house to anoint Jesus? You know, when she cried all over his feet and her hair dried them. You know, she had saved that ointment for a long time. And the aroma, it just filled the whole house, didn't it? Yes, I said, remembering it very well. Oh, Judas, he went on a bit though, didn't he? How much money it was worth. Very expensive, 300 denarii. Oh, and you remember how everybody became so cross with her and so annoyed. And then Jesus gave us all a good ticking off. You didn't wash my feet when I came in. She did. You didn't honour me. She did. And her actions, they will be remembered forever, he said. Do you remember that? Yeah, funny that. We continued on our way, forever looking around to see if we were being followed. To be sure, no soldiers were creeping up behind us. Oh, well, I guess it's back to my old job, I moaned. Back to how life used to be before we met him. We became, so engrossed in our conversation that we didn't even notice that we had a new companion travelling alongside us. And he asked us what we were talking about. What do you mean? Don't you know? Where on earth have you been? We both said it together, astonished. So step by step I explained how Jesus was a mighty prophet, all the miracles that he had done, and how the chief priests and the rulers had delivered him over to the soldiers to be condemned to death and then crucified, and how destroyed our hopes were now. And then I carried on the sad story. I really thought that Jesus was the one to bring Israel back to her former glory, but now he's dead. And this is the third day since his crucifixion. We even filled the stranger in on our personal experiences as Jesus' followers, which could have been quite a mistake to do, not knowing who he was or who he may have represented. But we felt we could trust him. Some of the women in our group amazed us. When they went to anoint his body, they said his body had gone. They said they were greeted by angels who told them that Jesus wasn't dead, that he was resurrected, alive. And then they told Peter and John, who went and checked for themselves, and yep, it was true. His body had gone. Well, our new companion, he spoke to us quite harshly, I thought. Fools, he called us, fools. Slow of heart to believe what the prophets had spoken. I just stared at him. He was rebuking us. Ought not the Christ to have suffered these things, he said, and to enter into his glory? Well, I was a little taken back by his confident and somewhat cutting remarks. This stranger, who just a moment ago seemed to know nothing, all of a sudden he's talking as if he knew everything. Well, then he began to explain the scriptures, beginning with Moses, through all the Psalms and the prophets, all the teachings regarding the Messiah. He was fascinating. He made the scriptures come alive. Then he spoke and explained the scriptures, and the way he did it gave me such understanding that it brought me great comfort. No longer did I feel so wretched and sad. He'd revived my spirits and given me great hope. Indeed, I had that burning sensation within my heart. He had changed my sorrow to a confident hope, and all my doubts had gone. How had I not noticed it before? I hear the scriptures every Sabbath, yet never like this, never with such meaning or understanding. I wanted him to carry on. I could have listened to him all night. Well, when we reached the village, he looked as though he was not going to rest for the night, but continue on. So I said to him, why don't you stop and stay? Join us. It's very late. You can't travel on your own at night. Come and stay. Have something to eat. he did. Well, we all sat down to eat. And he took the bread in his hands and he broke it and he gave some to us, saying, "Peace be unto you." I sat there, open-mouthed. "It's you!" Oh, and there he just disappeared right before our eyes, just as we realized who he was. It's true then. Oh, we should have known. The way he talked, the way he explained the scriptures to us. I was so excited, my tired feet became energized. And I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I wanted to rush back to Jerusalem and tell the others. They're going to be so amazed. So I grabbed my coat and said to my friend, "We have simply got to go back to Jerusalem and tell the others right now."